Things are not done like that. Running enter scatter, moving from pillar to post, paying heavily just for case study analysis, which is not really good. By the special grace of God, I trained four people, four of my friends. I trained them last diet, and to the glory of God, I've been able to hear from three of them. The other person, I don't know, maybe she did not pass everything. So maybe that's the reason she has not reached out to me. But out of the four, three of them, they passed the case study successfully. So what am I trying to say is that the mountain is surmountable. We can actually surmount it. You just need to start preparation early. That's just my word of advice to us. Let us start our preparation early. If you prepare well, ICANN is nothing. But if you don't prepare well, if you don't start your preparation early, it may be as if it is something else. We recorded, even with the little class we had, we recorded great success this last diet, and we are hoping that this diet also will be fantastic. So straight to the topic for today. Um, Case study is not like other subjects that we'll be treating this topic, treat that topic, treat this topic. And that's why it's very easy to pass. In as much you know what you are doing and you are able to write a report. Case study is all about report writing. Everything you have been taught since the day you started writing ICANN examination, if not everything, at least 70 to 80% of it will be tested in case study. Are you still with me?
Yes, I will with you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you still with me?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So 70% or 80% of what you have been taught will actually be tested in case study. So there is not much reading in it. I don't used to advise students to be reading, but you need to write down. Forget about the part that I don't know how to write, I don't know how to construct my grammatical expression. Okay, I used to have grammatical error. Forget about that. Using it. More than reading. You need that reporting skills, ability to write a report and to actually know what you are writing. So case study, there is nothing in case study, honestly speaking. As a matter of fact, if we can have like 4 to 5 lectures this diet, we are good to go. Maybe when they now release the what's it called? The precinct, we can now come back again and do something. So let us just try to see what case study entails, what it entails rather. So what is case study? Case study is simply means the study of a case. Case study simply means the study of a case. Since a case can be referred to as an issue or problem, it means the case study can also be referred to as a study of problem. That is what case study means. Case study is the study of a case. It is a study of a problem. When you study a problem, I have the what's it called? The preseen, the unseen. Yeah, preseen for the last diet with me. A need comprises the problem facing Sadeko Coco PLC. That was the company name they used. So a need comprises all the problems that was actually facing the company, what they are thinking of doing. Now they are now employing you as a chartered accountant to come analyze the problem and, as a matter of fact, provide solution to the problem. So that is what case study entails. Whenever you hear case study, just have it at the back of your mind that they want me to solve problem. They want me to solve problem. So once you hear case study, know that you are expected to solve problem. For the purpose of ICANN examination, case study means the study of an entity or a company's problem. Put in another way, the same situation, as I've said the other time, as such, using the case study of last diet question that was talking about Sadeko Cocoa Processing Limited. They were talking about the problem that was facing Nigeria Cocoa. They started from West Africa, they moved to Nigeria, then they moved to that company. The problem that was actually all that is facing them. So how can we actually solve this problem? So when we are talking about ICANN case study, it means that you are studying an entity's company, you are studying a particular entity, you are studying their problem. with an expectation of providing solution to the problem they are passing through. For you as a student, all you need to do is to identify the problem and provide solution. I've said that one earlier. Just identify the problem and then provide solutions to it. That is what ICANN is expecting from you. Any candidate, I'm the top first paragraph now. Any candidate sitting for ICANN case study to possess two major skills, which are reporting skills and analytical skills. So if you actually want to be successful in this um, ICANN examination, ICANN case study examination per se, you need to have that two skills. And another thing, I want us to see this case study more than just writing the exam and passing it. Are we together?
Sir.
Yeah, thank you. I want us to see it more than just writing the ICANN examination and passing it. Honestly speaking, it helps. When I was preparing for my own paper, then I did not even know what I was doing. I was just trying to do my own possible best. And today I can say it is helping me. Whenever there is problem, to write reports has never been my problem. I write even when I was not properly briefed, I was not properly taught. It helps me. So you also have it within you that so that I'll be able to apply it like in the real business world. In the real business world. So you must have number one, reporting writing skills, number two, analytical skills. So what is reporting writing skills? This requires you to present your report in an appropriate and well structured manner. That is what it means to have a reporting writing skills. To be able to present the solution or your report in a well structured manner. Analytical skills. What does it mean? What does analytical skills mean? The analytical skills will require you to be able to carry out the following analysis. So, as a matter of fact, after you have been able to write this examination and by the grace of God pass it, two major skills will be added to the skills you possessed before. The first will be report analytical skills. What does analytical skills mean? Analytical skills actually means financial statement analysis. So, as you be studying this ICANN case study pack, or as will be preparing for the examination together, you should be able to have that financial statement analysis skills. That when you look at the financial statement of an organization, you can actually say, oh, give me 1 hour, let me go and check. And you'll be able to tell us that, oh, this company is doing well as the result of the financial statement you have seen. I don't know, maybe we are together. All right, thank you. I just want our response so that I will know maybe you are following or not. So, as a matter of fact, you should be able to look at the financial statement, even in your organization, wherever you are working. If you are opportune to have access to their management accounts or audited financial statement, looking at the company is facing, this is the. So you should be able to have that financial statement analysis skills. And when we are talking about financial statement analysis skills, what are we saying? We're all taught ratio analysis when we're writing our FR financial reporting, ratio analysis. And that's one of the reasons why, even at this professional level, you need to pay attention to that ratio analysis. If you are not grounded in it before, you need to actually do something about it now. So that's one of these why when I started this class, I said that case study is nothing. It is just like a bonus because what you are going to use, the tools you are going to use, you have already been taught in the previous classes. They just want you to apply what you have been taught into the real life situation. So you use ratios, analysis, profitability, example of ratio analysis, example of ratios. We have profitability, we have efficiency, and they don't even call it like that. They say share ratio that is of interest to the shareholders, ratio that is of interest to the management. Know that when they are talking about ratios that is of interest to the management, they are talking about profitability ratios. When they are talking about ratio that is of importance to the shareholders or the owners of the company, they are talking about all these earning per share, dividend per share, and the likes. When they are talking about ratio that is of interest to the all those people that are borrowing us money, they are talking about liquidity ratio. So they can restructure the question. At times, ICANN will give you particular ratio to use in analyzing a particular case study. And at times, they will not give you a particular ratio to use. They will just tell you that calculate two ratio that is of interest to management, calculate two ratio that is of interest to shareholders. So you will be the one to use your discretion to pick the ratio. So as we proceed, as we progress, we actually so we are talking about financial statement analysis. I said it includes ratio analysis, common size analysis, trend analysis. Trend analysis. That is financial statement analysis. Also, we have financial data analysis. This has to do with analyzing financial data and non-financial data provided in the case to analyze a business situation with a view of solving a business operations problem or make business decision. This is done by performing appropriate calculation, make judgment and reaching conclusion which will lead to appropriate recommendation based on the analysis carried out. Then we have the third skills. Don't forget, we are saying that for you to become successful in this case study examination, you should be able to have two major words, two major skills. There are still many skills, but you should be able to have two major skills. Who can remind me the two major skills? Is anyone can remind me the two major skills? Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay,
Yes,
can
sir.
you
Yes, sir.
okay, can you remind me that two major skills we must possess in order for us to succeed in this case study examination? What are the two major skills?
The financial analysis skill.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Financial analysis skills and that of reporting skills. So under financial analysis skills, under analytical skills, we have financial analysis skills. Don't forget under analytical skills, that is where we have financial statement analysis skills, we have financial data analysis, we have business analysis. I will not be asking you that I should define financial statements. We should divide. That's the thing I'm trying to make sure that we get us well. It will not be difficult for us to actually comprehend. We only apply it. We just want to have the knowledge. Okay, this is what analytical skills means. This is what financial statement analysis skills means. This is what financial data analysis skills means. Now we're on financial data analysis. It's just a process of analyzing financial or non-financial data. We all did PM. We passed PM before we get to this stage. Performance management. We did before we have CSME, but we don't have CSME again. And we did FM, financial management. We did. We are going to do strategic financial management. So they can bring question or they can frame their question asking you to use either MPV. For example, if they ask you to use MPV to calculate if a particular project is worthwhile, that is not financial statement analysis. It is analysis. If they ask you to use ARR, accounting rate of return, to decide to advise the company, maybe they should accept a particular project or not. If they ask you to use break-even analysis to tell if the particular product is actually worthwhile or is actually making profit or is going to make profit in the next future or not, that is still what? That is still financial data analysis. They can ask you, they can give you contribution, they can bring throughput accounting, they can bring target costing accounting, they can bring anything asking you to use that particular information to particular yardstick to determine or to advise the company. if they should do something on it. That's the nature of financial data. Then the third analysis that is under that second category, which is analytical skills, is business analysis. This includes environment analysis, operation analysis using a corporate model. So when we're talking about business analysis, I'm very sure that most of us we are conversant with what we call SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, threat, and opportunity, or strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So we also have PESTEL model. We have what do we have again? Can somebody remind me? Are we together? What are the business tools you can use to analyze a case? I've mentioned SWOT analysis. I've mentioned PESTEL. What other one? Which other one rather? Are we still together?
We are together, sir.
Yes, I'm asking you a question now. I know that we have different kinds of
First, let me
analysis stuff.
we are
Now, who wants to answer my question? No, Sister Toby, are you here? Mr. Biodun?
Yes, sir. We have Porter analysis.
Yes, thank you. Porter analysis, 5 porter, all those stuff. Hey, you can also use that one. But you are not the one that will just decide what to use. They will tell you. It is even the way the question is being structured that will tell you about the particular model you are expected to use. When you read the case study from the pre-scene, you will have gotten a glimpse of what they will be asking you to do in on-scene. When you now finally get the on-scene, you can now know, oh, this is what I'm supposed to use for the business analysis. So most of the times they will give you requirements one. We are still going there. Requirement one, requirement two, requirement three. Requirement one mostly that you will calculate ratio, you calculate trend analysis, and you use that ratio and trend analysis to actually write your report. Requirement two may now be financial data analysis. Requirement three may now be business analysis. So the way we normally have questions in other papers, you don't have questions here. They will only give you the report and they will give you the requirements. As a matter of fact, you will be the one to look for the requirements yourself. These are what we are going to cover in this class. In this class, we are going to cover everything as we progress. All right. So to earn substantial mark, candidates are expected to carry out the above analysis and write a report to advise a client or to assist the board or his or her boss to make informed decision. So for us to make a substantial mark, we must be able to carry out the above analysis. Those analysis we have using the analysis we have carried out. This is one of the reasons why students fail again. Some students, they don't pay attention to the information provided to them by the examiners. You must be able to make use of the information that is being given to you by the examiners. You should not go outside that. You base your judgment, you base your reports, you base your analysis on the information given to you. Please take note of that word. Please take note of it. All right. How to write a good report? To write a good report, candidates must understand various types of reports or various types of business reports and use the appropriate styles and language in order to produce a good report. Therefore, the most important thing is to determine whether it is internal report or an external report. Are we together with me? Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Are we still on the same page?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So I want to explain something crucial here. I want to explain something crucial and I want us to pay attention. They said you should be able to determine whether the report you're expected to write is an internal report or it is an external report. You should be able to determine that. So even as they will be giving you, as they will be giving you your presim, presim is always released 2 weeks to the exam. As they will be giving you your presim, you should be able to read that presim, read it very well, and then do what? And then uh, discover maybe they are expecting you to write an internal report or an external report. Sorry, please. All right. So what is an internal report? An internal report is a report addressed to some persons within the organization, usually to members of your complaint board or to your superior officer. So that is an internal report. When you are writing a report within an organization, it is an internal report. Let's say you are in account department, you report to the accounting or accounting senior accountant officer, or you report to the managing director within that same organization. That is an internal report. And we understand what it means to be external. In as much you are sending your report outside the organization, it become an external report. It become an external report. So why an external report is report addressed to an external party, usually in case study examination, a staff or your client, either the managing director or chief financial officer, etc. So that is an external report where you are sending a report outside the organization. I want us to be meticulous about this. I don't want to delve deep so that we don't get confused. So but as we progress, please pay at least be able to distinguish between internal report and external report is really needed in this case study examination. All right. Also, for an external report, you will need to include a relevant disclaimer in the appropriate place, usually the title page. So for you to actually be able to uh, write a perfect external report, most of the ICANN examination is always an external report. Most of them, most of them. I don't think I've ever come across a particular question that is asking them to write an internal report. Most of them. But don't let us just base our judgment on that, depending on what the examiner is actually asking you to do. But if you are writing an external report, there should be a disclaimer. It is not that you are going to write disclaimer on that particular report. Oh. It's not that you are going to write disclaimer, but you are going to put a particular word. That will progress also, you get to know more about it. Just let us continue. When writing a report, it is also important to note the purpose of the report. So these are some of the parameters. You see, all what we are trying to explain here now is what constitutes your title page. In ICANN examination, the result they split the mark, and the result the report is being structured. We have title page, we have executive summary, we have main report, then we have your appendices. That is how ICANN examination used to look like. But inside that main report, there is also what we call professional skepticism. These are what I will still try to explain. Let me just leave others. Let me just leave those one and pick that title page. So on that title page, what that title page is going to comprise is what they are trying to break down for us here. Don't forget, the first thing is that you will decide, you will determine if you are going to write internal report or if you are writing an external report. That is one. Two, you will put appropriate disclaimer. Three, you are going to do what? You are going to identify what the report you are writing is actually meant for. What is the importance of this word, this report? You must determine the purpose the report is going to serve in the hand of the users. What is it? What is it meant for? What is it meant for? And that is why that is where including the requirements. Don't worry, we still get to understand some of these things as we progress. Just keep following me. All right. Finally, the writer of the report must determine who the recipient of the report is. Don't forget, you must determine first your report, the report you are writing, is it an external report or an internal report? Secondly, you must put disclaimer when necessary. Thirdly, you must know the importance of that report. And fourthly, or finally, don't let me say finally because the date is not here. You must put the date also. And also, you must what? You must determine the recipient. Who will be the recipient of this particular report? All right. So let us move to financial statement analysis. I've actually explained this the other time. I explained that financial statement analysis, we use what's called illustration to actually get this one done. So in your ratio analysis, that is where you are going to tell them, let's say you are making use of profitability ratio now. Are we all together? Are we still
Yes,
together?
sir.
All right.
Yes.
Let's say you are actually trying to use financial statement analysis. You are doing financial statement analysis. You are now using ratio to do your financial statement analysis. And don't forget, ratio also has like type. We have common size ratio. We have the one that will calculate your own ratio. You will now compare it with with industrial average. We have the one that will calculate one company. You will calculate the company for company A, for company B. That is common size. Company A, company B, you now compare them together. Okay, impressive. Company B is not doing well. Company A is performing better. So that is common size. We also have the particular ratio whereby you compare year with year, like year 2024 with 2025 with 2026. They can give you like 3 years. Then you calculate for year 2023, year 2024, year 2025. You will now be comparing your results. You will compare the result of 2023 with 2024. You will compare the result of 2024 with 2025. So depending on the way they structure the question, depending on that. Now, let us now say that you now pick profitability ratio now. For example, in profitability ratio, we have gross profit margin. Sorry, the principal ratio there is return on capital employed. There is no how you should calculate profitability ratio without calculating return on capital employed. These ratios as well, either profitability, liquidity, solvency, or investment ratio, they have what they call principal ratio that you cannot do without calculating those ratios. Example, in profitability ratio now, we have return on capital employed, we have gross profit margin, we have net profit margin. At least if they ask you to calculate two out of those three, you should be able, if they ask you to calculate two ratio in profitability ratio, you should be able to mention return on capital employed and one out of the remaining two. If they ask you to calculate liquidity ratio, those two liquidity ratio, you know that the principal ratios are current asset ratio and asset text ratio. If they ask you to calculate efficiency ratio, you know that that's when you'll be checking your turnover. So depending on how they structure the question anyway. So let us now say that we pick profitability ratio now, we pick gross profit. We should be able to tell them if the gross profit is actually, if the profit margin of a company or the profit of a company is increasing from one year to another year, or if they are in a situation whereby maybe the company want to do a merger. I don't know, maybe you understand what is called merger. Where in our SFM, we are going to treat that. Merger and acquisition. Merger is just a situation whereby two companies come together to become one. That is merger. Acquisition is a situation whereby company A decided to acquire company B. So now let us now say company want to acquire company B now. They now approach you as their consultant. That okay, help us to analysis, is it viable? Is it profitable for us to actually acquire it? They are going to give you the financial statement of that company. You will not be the one to tell them, oh, this company is making profit, this one is not making profit. If they are comparing two companies together. So we should be able to use that profitability ratio to make that informed decision, to tell our client that, oh, the profit of this company is declining, or the profit of this company is increasing. The profit of this company is improving. So that is That is for profitability ratio. And if it is static, there are some situations whereby the company will not move for the next 2 3 years. You may see that the net profit, the profit margin, the profitability ratio is not moving. It's not going up, it's not going down, it's just static. So you should be able to use your financial statement analysis to make this informed decision to explain to your what to your organization, or sorry, to your client or to the senior manager or whosoever person that directly reports to. You want to use all this thing today, what you have actually seen. Whether the entity is putting the asset into effective and efficient use. This is liquidity now. It is financial. What I'm just trying to explain here is that we use financial statement analysis to explain all this. You know that our current asset ratio is what we actually use to tell if the company has the capability to meet its short-term or long-term loan. It is this analysis we use. It is our what current asset and current ratio that we use. And if the company is making profit, we use profitability ratio. If the company will be able, if the company turnover period, like let's say collection period now, is okay, we use what? We use receivable collection period. When you calculate receivable collection period, we will say that, oh, the company is taking longer time to get their receivables from their customer. If it is payable payment period, maybe you are not paying your creditors as when you'll be able to use that collection period to tell them that, oh, we are not paying our people the way we're supposed to pay them. So these are the things we need to pay attention to. Let me get feedback from us. Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. So now we have talked about financial statement analysis. Now we now move to financial data analysis. It's still what I've explained the other time. We are just trying to buttress and dig deep a little bit. So financial data analysis varies from case to case depending on the examiner's requirement and the and to determine and don't make and what's it called? Sorry, and the data made available. Financial data analysis varies from case to case depending on the examiner's requirement and data made available in each case scenario. Candidates expect to determine the type of the data and addition the management of the entity want to make based on the data analysis. You know, I was speaking the other time. I said that they can bring NPV, they can bring cash flow. Let's say in your analysis, in your report, in your question now, in the mail they sent to you, you are seeing cash flow, you are seeing initial outlay, you are seeing discounted discount factor, you are seeing all those things. You already know that, oh, maybe this company, maybe they want to invest in this project. And as a matter of fact, the requirement is going to tell you. That means you are now of the opinion. At times, ICANN will leave you with that opinion to know the kind of analysis to perform. And at times they can say that using NPV advise the company or advise the client if they should actually invest in that product. They may bring budgeting. They can do whatever thing that pleases them. So one thing is that once you are ready for them, there is no way they want to come that you will not be able to crush them. So that is just as touching financial data analysis. It depends on the data that is at your hand, that you have at hand. You have at hand and what they actually ask you to do. Candidates should analyze the data using the analytical skills they have gained in the subject like cost accounting. You know, I said the other time, cost accounting, performance management, and strategic management or corporate finance to determine what type of analysis to require to help management in making decisions based on the case scenario. The result of the analysis will be based will be the basis. So that is for that. And we have business analysis. As I've mentioned earlier, we have talked about this, that they make okay. The purpose of business analysis is to move company forward. It is to provide information to facilitate operational, tactical, and strategic analysis, that we assist management in making informed operation strategic decisions about the company's operation and process. The objective must be borne in mind when carrying out business analysis and reporting on your finance on your firm, rather on your firm. The analysis must show clearly the company's strength, weakness. I've said this the other time that we can use any business model if they don't specify a particular business model to be used. And at times they will specify that we should use this particular business model. All right. The outcome of business analysis is to make decision and action plan that will allow the company and stop or reduce the weakness, exploit the opportunity and threats in the environment. Relevant document for business analysis. So when they give you like the
I
case
can't.
study,
Hello. I can't see your screen.
you can't see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abiodun, can you see my screen? Oh, but my screen is I'm still sharing my screen. All right. What of now? Can you see my screen now? Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now.
All right. So according to the last question, they gave them the history, and we are talking about relevant document for business analysis. When you want to make your business analysis, you go and check the histories, the historical financial analysis, chairman's and director report for the past period, the company's board and management meeting, SWOT analysis report, any other data analysis that are available and relevant, e.g., data from market and industry. These are what you check, what you should look out for. When carrying out a SWOT analysis, you are to begin with the company's strengths, weakness, areas of recent growth, and competence and other information obtained from the available data analysis. So when you want to do your business analysis, you go and check. Well, as you are reading the preseen and the unseen, you have read the preseen before you now be seen unseen. As you are reading it, you will have been seeing the strength of the company. You have been seeing the strength of that particular industry. You have been seeing their weakness. So you will be able to decide if you are expected to use strength, SWOT analysis, or you're expected to use Pestel, or you're expected to use Porter's Diamond, or whichever business analysis model they want you to use. You'll be able to use them to do your analysis and you are good to go. All right. So report writing. Here, some important notes on report writing. Memo is only written when information is to be exchanged within an organization. We have said that the other time. When you are writing what? When you are writing memo, it is within the organization. And we have told us that we should be able to distinguish between the kind of two reports we have so that you will know the one they want you to write, if it's an internal report or an external report. As a consultant representing an accounting firm or auditing, you cannot write a memo to report on the case reflecting your client. So as a consultant now, most of the time they will tell you that you are Chukwemeka or you are Chukugaba or whatever. So if you are working as a consultant in a particular consulting firm and you are reporting to your firm, to your client, you cannot write memo to them. Definitely you'll be writing an external report. And that was when I said the other time that most of the ICANN papers I've seen, if it is not 90%, let's say 80% of the ICANN questions is always based on external report, but they can bring the internal report. Just bear at the back of your mind that when you are writing letter or when you are writing report within the organization, if that letter is not going to go out of the organization, it is actually an internal report rather. It's actually an internal report. But when that report is actually going outside the organization, it becomes what? It becomes an external report. It is important to note that there is nothing like external memo. to communicate to parties that are external to the entity, that is outsider. You cannot present reports in a form of a memo. Therefore, to communicate to parties that are external to an entity that is outsider, you are to present your report in the form of a letter or semantic format. However, it is technically known that a memo is used within an organization, some organization. All this one we have already explained there. So, because of our time and because we don't want to rush things, So we are going to um, stop the class here for today. So we are going to draw the curtain for today. So the soft executive summary. I believe we have learned something or the other. Is there any question? Is there any comment? Is there any addition? Are we together?
Thank you. We are together, sir.
Okay, I'm asking that is there any question? Is there any addition? Is there any subtraction? Is there any multiplication? Anything that is not clear to you out of what I've explained so far?
Initially, I am understanding what you are saying, sir. I get it right because before now, I've already go through something like this.
Okay.
But being for today's lecture make me to understand more of it.
Right. Yeah, that is good. No problem. That's good. Thank you, sir. So, by the grace of God,
But
next
I
class.
don't know, maybe we can get this your material.
Sir?
Hello. I
Okay,
think that
no
this
problem.
material,
Okay.
please, can you send me to the platform
No
so that we
problem.
can go through to add more knowledge of it again.
No problem. No problem. I will send
Thank
it
you, sir.
back to you. So I'm close to go. And as time goes on, don't worry, we are going to, I strongly believe that we will all pass it. We will all pass it. And case study is not, it is one of my one of my favorite course, and I love teaching it. So far, so good by the help of God. It has always been massive. It has always been massive. So let us see again next week. We'll pick it up from executive summary, and from there we'll see how we can start giving ourselves some little assignments till we all get what we are trying to see. So thank you for coming for the class today. Thank you
Thank
for
you, sir.
joining. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
thank you,
Yes.
sir. Good night.
Thank you
And
so
have a
much.
nice night rest. All right, thank you. Very good.